I reckon first topic, which I have actually, I'm just gonna launch at you guys because you don't even know this because I've been meaning to do a video on this on the main channel for ages, but just because like I love it, but I also hate it all at the same time. And you'll see why. There is a new adaptation in the works. Can you guess what of? It's a horror classic. Classic horror.
Classic horror.
Classic.
A reboot?
No. A readaptation of a classic horror novel.
Dracula?
Classic horror movie.
Psycho.
Frankenstein?
No. Shall I put you out your misery?
Please. Is it Misery?
The Keep.
Oh.
Choice.
I
probably do for one.
Look, this film is terrible, but it is also cool all at the same time.
So I'm saying, yeah, you could probably do something with this. Yeah.
Oh, mate, you could absolutely do something with this. I saw this news and I was like, this is great. Just because, like, it's a terrible first, so bad, but it is so good.
Wait,
and,
the book was bad or the film?
Oh no, the film. The book's like the book's the book. This bit it was the film that the film was a shit adaptation. They butchered it and got all crap. So I just remembered this image. Anyone else remember this image? This like this sort of demonic presence thing. Oh God, I remember this. Oh, this film's so bad, but so good. It's everyone's mission to go watch this. Watch The Keep now. But basically, look, a potential remake readaptation of The Keep started in the works like a few years ago. There's been no updates, and then obviously, when we don't hear about these things, you're like, "Oh, it's dead." Of course, whatever, it's dead. But the author of the novel has come out and basically said, "Yeah, it is moving forward." So I think was it Twitter? Yeah, so it's Twitter. He just said, The Keep, 2 days ago, after a year and a half of lawyering between the purchaser and my side at ICM, I signed an option purchase agreement with Greg Nicotero for the remake of The Keep. So Greg is a longtime fan of the book, and he's got the chops to do a worthy adaptation. So Greg is from... Greg Nicotero does The Walking Dead, doesn't he? Does he do anything else?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's been a long time. He's been in
Romero.
Yeah, as far as like
disciple.
Yeah. So, look, I think this is great because this could be really good. I mean, it might not be. For those that don't know, The Keep tells a story of, and I like the Nazi setting. I always like the Nazi setting.
But I do say that again. Just make sure you put setting closer to the last word.
I know, yeah. So, because because they did dabble in the sort of mystic and occult, right? Like that is something which they did, something which they sort of explored. So I like it when you sort of embellish those things or play on the what if potential reality of, well, what if it actually happened, you know, and what if there was actually something there? Like, I think it's great. That's why I always liked Indiana Jones when they did all of the, you know, the artsy stuff. I'll say yartsy instead. Just because it's what they did. So you just embellish it. Like, I think it's great. But anyway, so it tells the story of a group of Yahtzees who unwittingly unleash an evil entity known as Radu Molasar when they take over an ancient stronghold in Romania in 1941. Molasar then tricks an ailing Jewish historian named Theodore Kuza into helping him escape the confines of his prison, but a mysterious stranger with great powers of his own is awakened and sets out to confront his demonic nemesis. I mean, it's like, it's pretty paint by numbers, but it's still cool. Still cool. And obviously the Michael Mann adaptation in 1983 is the... I mean, it's not good, but it's still kind of worth looking at. It's not good, but it is kind of fun all at the same time. And basically, the studio ripped it in the edit bay. And the final act is actually one of the most like head fuck final act edits you've ever seen. Like it just doesn't really make any sense. It's just all over the place. But I love the sound of this. I don't know what you think, Tom. You like sort of old horror movies, don't you?
I haven't seen this movie in so damn long, but like I said, yeah, it's got some potential. So yeah, sure, go for it. Unless they're gonna make it woke, what the hell, you know?
Paulie's just like vanished. So
yeah,
I don't think he's as much of a horror fan, but yeah.
Stop! Why do you keep saying that? Do you just say that to talk smack?
You're like, I don't go to horror movies. I only go because Romy likes them.
No.
I like elevated horror.
Paulie confirmed horror hater. Everyone.
Only elevated horror for Paul A.
Yeah, only Babadook.
Only the Babadook.
Well, you certainly wouldn't like this then, Paulie. This is way below your palate
standards.
What's weird is I never heard of this, and I'm a Michael Mann fan, so I'm like,
have you not? It mate, honestly,
really
it wasn't a movie that really lived. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah. The movie didn't keep well, let's say, to be punny.
No, it didn't. But then, like, you look at this, and you're like the imagery is cool. You know, like the atmosphere, they got the imagery right. I mean, this is super dumb though. Look at this, like weird.
Yeah, it's a very interesting idea.
Are those like Yahtzees right there?
Yeah.
That's what he was saying. Yeah.
Oh,
and look at this.
Out for a minute.
Look at that. Oh, you tuning out, you son of a bitch.
I'm just being honest, man. Honest reviews.
Yeah, I'm just being honest too.
You know, I ain't no Latinx. I'm not no Latinxer, man.
No, man, no. If you were, you'd certainly not tune out so much.
Scott Glenn is in this. Nice.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, it's a terrible film. Like it's absolutely atrocious, but it is also. I mean, I remember this. This was the image that I remember. Look at that. Like the sinew and the flesh and stuff. I remember this as an image, and I was like, God damn. Like I think there's something to be had here. I think it could be, I think it could be really cool. You know, if it doesn't get ripped apart. So yeah, positive. Just bit my lip on my cheek. Positive, I think. I don't know. I'm all for. The thing is, like, I'm so sick to death of Stephen King adaptations, right? It's just like consistently Stephen King this, Stephen King that. Oh, it's a new Stephen King adaptation. Blah 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 blah. It's all we get consistently. So it's nice to see a new. Well, it's not a new one, but it's kind of new.
It's not Stephen King anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like that's what I want. I want more adaptations from other things. Like that's what I want. And this could be really good. This could be really good. And then hopefully, maybe, you know, Hollywood will realize that there's, you know, other horror writers outside of Stephen King and fucking adapt their stuff as well. Like, for goodness sake. So I don't know. I think this could be cool. Paulie's vanished, but what do you reckon, Tom?
Yeah, I think it could be interesting. Like I said, it has some potential. Could be, they could really fuck it up, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, I hope it's not a CGI fest too. I mean, I hope they actually, you know, try to do some more practical effects than normal. But
I don't know whether I think Greg prefers practical work.
He does. Well, he is. Yeah, he's a practical. That's where he got started, as Paulie was saying. He is one of the guys that came up with Romero and stuff like that, doing effects for K&B and stuff like that. He's actually N in K&B, so yeah.
Well, and Tom Savini as well.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure he was learned a lot from him and stuff like that. But like I said, part of K&B effects, he's actually the N in K&B, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his...
Of course, most people know him now from The Walking Dead, I was going to say. He took over for, what's his face? Darabont.
Special effects.
Yeah.
He's looking at really, just because.
No, that's where he got started. But now he's become more of a director because of, and more well known because of
Walking Splice.
Dead. But yeah, he's done some stuff. Yeah.
What special effects were there on Revenge of the Fallen? Transformers. That's all
What do we-
CGI.
Hard to say. Probably just some. Yeah.
What are we doing now?
Oh, he's
It's
looking
funny.
up.
We're
Greg
just looking at
Nicotero.
just
Yeah,
to see
Nicotero's
whether
been in the industry for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's really the only interesting thing. He has been the only interesting thing in The Walking Dead.
Mm.
And
Oh,
I've
Pumpkinhead,
Pumpkin. Yep.
Predator. What? He was on
Actually, I was
Predator.
gonna say I don't know about how much. Yeah, I was gonna say not Romero, but actually he was more part of Sam Raimi. That's who he got involved with. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Sorry
think
about that.
I've got good. Yeah, I've got good. Oh, Lord of Illusions as well.
Yeah, little John Carpenter.
No, Lord of Illusions is
Oh no, that's yeah,
Clive Barker.
Clive Barker. Yeah,
Outrageous. So look, I'm looking forward to it. It's something which isn't Stephen King. I'm happy. I think that's cool.
yeah. Speaking of Clive Barker, he's another one that gets overlooked quite a bit. Not as much as others, but like,
yeah, kind of. I think
I
the issue with
mean,
Clive
outside
Barker.
of Hellraiser, anyway.
Yeah, but the issue with Clive Barker is he's notoriously difficult to work with. I what seems like he's chilled out now in his older age. And this is going to sound super harsh, but I'm really surprised he's not dead yet. And I say that because he has AIDS, right? He was sued by an ex-partner because he gave them HIV.
Well, he's
or AIDS
been
or
sick for quite a while. Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like, I'm surprised he's still going.
Well,
Like,
I've heard he's not in very
bloody
good shape from
Well,
people
no,
who
you see,
know him
you see
personally.
picture. Well,
Yeah.
he's attended screenings recently for Hellraiser, and you see him, you're like, oof, you're not a well man by any stretch. But still, and he doesn't really have that much else on his books anyway, Clive Barker. I mean, the books of blood and stuff, but he keeps selling them off to Hulu for cheap shit.
But he had a
Was it
couple other
No, it is
things.
Hulu, isn't it? Yeah, but not an awful lot. He was more of like a short story writer than anything else.
Yeah.
He doesn't do like novels kind of fall apart under him. Same with so he had allegedly had a ghostwriter for the Scarlet Gospels as well. He didn't actually write that.
Well, that's probably what makes his stories better for movies because, you don't want a novel, you want something shorter.
Yeah, flesh it out yourself.
Because I mean, between like Nightbreed, Candyman, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
God, what was the other one I was trying to think of? Because that's when I was confusing with Lord of Illusions. There was another one he did. Could have swore, but I'm trying to remember.
Rawhead Rex, I think. Midnight Meat Train. Was it Midnight Meat Train as well?
Oh, he did the story Lord of Illusions, that's right. No, Carpenter. Which one did Carpenter? That's what I was trying to think of.